Oh no, my Go Live didn't work.
Oh, and we're live. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday. I'm Nancy Gansikofer, business coach and body language trainer to interior designers, and I am here today with Megan Dahle of megandahle.com, my virtual CFO, Chief Financial Officer, and she could be yours too. So talk to us today. This is a big one, Megan. How was your vacation, first of all?
Wonderful, wonderful. I highly recommend everybody take a vacation where you have zero responsibility to anybody but yourself. I go out with a group of girlfriends once a year to a lake where we all bring books. We all do like a meal and clean up if we feel like it. It's wonderful.
Oh my God, isn't that the best? How many girlfriends do you go with?
There are 4 others. So we just get a small little lake cabin and hang out.
Fun. All right. Well, I try to share to my group. Why don't you get us started here with what numbers should an interior designer keep an eye on to know whether they're doing well?
Like, keep yourself orientated inside your business. And a lot of the times people think that I'm going to talk about financial statements, and I'm not. Like, financial statements are not where you're going to find these numbers to keep yourself on track, because it's all like historical and there's nothing surprising, and it doesn't really give the full picture because all it talks about is like cash in the past. It doesn't talk about cash like right now. Or
okay, say that again. Your financial statements, your profit and loss statement and your income statement is a reflection of
stuff that happened in the past. Historical.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So that's great. But sure, I was at the lake this weekend, but that doesn't tell me what's on my agenda for this week. You know, it doesn't tell me what's coming up and what my responsibilities are.
I got to tell you, I love this. So that when you're looking at your financial statements, you're looking at your history.
Yeah. And I mean, there's patterns to be found in there, and there's information to be found in there, but it's not your guiding light.
Yes. All right. So tell us what numbers we should be using as our guiding light.
Yes. So let's break down the parts of your business, like the things that keep the machine going.
All right.
We need customers, and we need to deliver to the customers. Yes. So let's start on the customer side first, because that is going to determine, like, what is in your pipeline is going to determine your work and your income for the next 3 months, 6 months, depending on how long your projects go and how you build.
And can I just interject here? I had a conversation with a new one-on-one client, and they felt, it was a husband and wife, they felt they might have to adjust their pricing. And when I said to them, well, let's look at your pipeline. How many, like, are you having a traffic issue? Meaning there's not enough people coming. So they're changing their website around. They did this major update. And I was like, okay, that's great. Except before you made that update, because no one was buying our other packages, I'm like, how many people are coming to your website? And they didn't know. So I love what you're saying. Like, you need customers first.
Yeah. I mean, people tend to fix the wrong things because every problem is a sales problem. We have that like drilled into us from the beginning, that sales fix everything. That is such a masculine and outdated concept. It's not sales that fix everything. And if you're so concentrated on sales and fixing, improving and tweaking, one, the quality of your work is going to go down, and two, like, your pipeline is going to dry up.
Yeah.
So if we look at the sales side of your business as half the battle, and that's actually broken into 2 parts. One, people need to know you, and they need to understand why you. So many interior designers put perfection out there. Like, look at my end result. This is beautiful. And that's awesome. That's great to let people know like what you're capable of. But what it doesn't do, it doesn't allow people to pick why you. You become an inspiration picture instead of a, ooh, she understands me picture.
Yes.
So it's not just what you're capable of, but why you, and what it's going to be like to work with you. And the result that we're looking for there is, the first number that we're looking for is the people that are raising their hands. Okay. That doesn't show up on
how many people are saying, I want to work with you?
Not even that. Just people who are like,
Curious.
I like what you're doing. They're self-identifying. You either have their, who they are on Instagram, they show up in your email, they show up on the phone, like somewhere where people is self-identifying and saying, I like what you're doing there. And now we can move into the portion of the relationship where we're fostering that relationship with that person.
Okay, so you're saying the numbers to keep an eye on are how many people are interested in you and your service,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
then the service you provide to those who have come into your world.
Yes. And now we can foster the relationship. So the first number is are people are more people joining my list? Do I have more people's business cards when I go to a networking event? Like what is the relationship spark?
Traffic. How are you building traffic to your business, whether it's your website, to your phone, getting people in?
Right. How are people hearing me? Are they getting the message? Is that spark there? Now we can foster the relationship through sales, and sales is measurable, right? Sales,
Yes.
when somebody signs on the dotted line, measurable.
Yes.
Sometimes on the income statement, sometimes not, depending on how you recognize revenue. Once again, income statements aren't all that useful.
Yes, I know.
Right.
I know. And I hate them. So I'm glad they're not that useful. Except to my accountants. That's fine.
Right. It's like a compliance thing, accountants, blah, 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 historical, blah. But like the contracts, are they being signed? Now, like we can see a contract and we can project out in the next however long that relationship is, how that contract is, and we can put it somewhere in the future so we can see it like, oh, I have $10,000 coming in September. I have another $40,000 coming in October when we do the product, whatever it is. Like now we can put it somewhere so we can see it in the future. It has.
But I also want to caveat that because I've worked with you for long enough to know that even when we have contracts, we're projecting out, but we know we're projecting and hopefully it's going to come through the way we're projecting, but we know that it sometimes doesn't also. So we have to always prepare for that as well.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. But it's much better to know that you have
pipeline
somewhere between $50,000 and $70,000 next month rather than, I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea what's coming in, right? Well, don't you have clients, and how will you be billing them? How does your contract state you'll be billing them? And let's try to project out roughly when those numbers will be coming in, right?
So there's some things revealed in here, right? Like sometimes people look at that projection, they're like, I need to get that money faster. And they're like, we need to pre-bill. We need 100% upfront, or we need to change something about the way that we're billing. But that's revealed in that future information, not on the historical information.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So that's like, are people finding me? Am I getting them into my company? Those are the two people numbers that you need to know. Now that we're on the inside of it, what we don't want to happen is us like overbooking. Like all of a sudden we have 3 months worth of work that we need to do in 1 month.
Yes.
So we need to know our capacity. And we've talked about this one quite a bit. Like, what am I able to take on versus what am I actually taking on?
This is a big one. Most designers are taking on more than they can handle and keeping themselves in this constant state of overwhelm because they're chasing the money, which we get because you need money to live your life. But instead of raising your rates, taking less clients, giving them exemplary service, and having a manageable work-life balance, they're just trying to shove everything into a short period.
And there's no like financial statement for this one. There's nothing. I mean, this is the one number that people are the most flabbergasted by, and at the same time have the biggest impact on the strategy that they design next. Like, oh, yeah, I know that I think that this type of project is going to take 80 hours, but now that I look at it, it's been taking like 180 hours when I do this type of project. And I don't count my time when I'm, with the family in the living room, just watching TV while I'm trying to find that new faucet. Like the things that they don't count, the things that they give away of themselves for their business that lead to the feeling of always having to be on.
Yes.
Right? Like I can't enjoy my time with my kids right now because what I'm really thinking about is what I should be doing in my office.
Yeah. So, and my brain is going to all kinds of things as you're talking, because I've had Profit Insider interior design clients in my groups that have had all these situations, right?
Yeah.
It's a similar advice depending on their situation, which is spread your to-dos out longer. Like, you don't have to get everything done by tomorrow. You don't have to get everything done by a month from now. But then if it is taking you so much longer, are your systems and processes in place, right? So what you're saying is these great like indicators that there might be somewhere else in your business that you can dive into and improve.
Exactly. You nailed it. You nailed it. And oftentimes what we can't see that these numbers help reveal are the rules that we place on ourselves, that we think we know what our customers are thinking about us. We think we know the expectations, but in reality, we put those on ourselves. And simply
Yes.
through better communication or just setting really good boundaries with your clients,
Yes.
these things can fix themselves really easily without that angst of like, oh, they're gonna fire me. What are they gonna think? This is what they want from me, and we don't really know.
Right. We don't
Mhm.
really know. Okay. So just give everyone a summary.
Okay, we have the fourth number.
Oh, sorry, I missed one. Okay.
One more number, and that is cash out. We need to how much money are you spending in the next, like, we know how much is coming in because we put that part out there. We need to know how much is going out.
Yeah, we like to ignore that part.
Yeah. Yep. Let's
We
give your
like to
money a
chase
job.
shiny objects, buy things. Oh, that looks interesting. I got a little extra cash, just buy it. But
Yeah.
then it starts to accumulate.
Yeah. And there are, things that we can put in place, like using separate bank accounts, that type of thing, that this part will take care of itself, that it's not an income statement exercise. It's simply recognizing, okay, I'm paying my coach for the next 6 months for this much. I have to pay my staff this much every month. I'm paying myself this much. I'm putting this much in savings and this much is going, like, just know where the cash is going. So the 4 numbers. 1, are people hearing, is my message effective? Like, are they hearing me? Are they raising their hand?
Oh, customers hearing me.
Yes. 2,
Okay.
am I fostering those relationships into sales? Like, am I able to take that and bring those people in using my systems, my methods, my vision?
Right. Is it working?
Yep. Number 3, how well can I take care of them? What kind of space do I have for time and energy to be working in my business? What can I produce realistically that allows me the enjoyment? Like, this could be really enjoyable, right? The ability to ease into my business.
Yes.
And finally, the resources. Do I have, like, is my money going to the place that's really taking care of me and taking care of my business? How am I using my resources? So that's it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So are you reaching your ideal client, and are they hearing you? So that's your traffic, as I call it. Are you getting traffic into your business, into your
Yes.
phone, into your contact sheet, your email, whatever it is? And then are you fostering those relationships through to your sales process? So what's your process for nurturing those relationships? How well do you take care of them once they are your client, making sure your process and procedures are buttoned up and tight, and you're taking good care of the client so they're having an amazing experience?
Yes.
And then how much are you spending overall in your business, and understanding where your money is going, the purpose of the money you are bringing in?
Yes. And all of these have 4 numbers. If you wanted to break it down to very simple numbers, the increase in my social media, email, Rolodex, what's the increase in people? What's the value of the contracts being signed? What is my highest level of revenue that I'm able to take care of in my business? Like, what's my hours times my rate times my percentage billable? And finally, the cash out. 4 simple numbers that you can boil these down to.
4 simple numbers, but it's still a little complicated to understand how they interact with each other if you don't have a financial mind like you do.
Well, right. It's an exercise, right? Like, it takes reps. Once you see the picture and you build that framework inside your mind as like a picture, as you were, like, walking through a room, like, I can see the number of people increasing. I can see how the number shifted. I can see the sales, like the ding, 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 ding. You know those thermometers for fundraisers? Like,
yes, you put it. Yeah.
And you can see these numbers next to each other. And my capacity is actually, my revenue. I can take care of this much revenue.
Yeah.
it
Depending on, right.
becomes,
Well, it used to be like when I was an art consultant for 17 years, it was like if I had more than 15 clients, I started losing track of things, right? There was a
oh yeah.
capacity that I could handle before I started saying to my staff, what town are they in? What was their name? Who was the interior designer? Where are we going today? Like I would
Somebody
start
be my
to
brain for me, please.
yeah, somebody make me a whiteboard, which is what we did. We made a whiteboard, but there's a capacity where you start to realize where are the relationships to these numbers. So for example, if you have I'll talk about myself. I have 5,000 people on an email list and now it drops to 4,000. Now is my income going down? Is there a correlation between my email list and my income? Is there a correlation between my Instagram following and my income? So same for designers. Is there a correlation in how many times do you go to networking events and it keeps your business pipeline full and now you stopped because you got tired or something happened in your life that you had to pull away from networking for a little while? Where are the correlation in all these numbers is what you're talking about. Like
Yes.
you're going to find these correlations and go, light bulb, when my email list goes down, my income goes down. When my Instagram following goes down, everything. If I stop posting 3 times a week on my Instagram, suddenly I'm not getting as many contracts.
Right.
Is there a correlation in anything that the numbers that you mentioned to pay attention
Yes.
to?
We want to see like the closer we are to like the first number. That's growing your email list is going to pay off 6 to 12 months from now. Fostering your relationships is going to grow your revenue, but it gives the first number gives you the people to build the relationships with is going to grow your revenue in the next 2 to 4 months.
Right.
Being able to serve them, like how much can I serve right now? It's a very linear on the timeline, but at the same time, one number is going to feed into the next as to what you're capable of profiting,
Which is why small improvements can make big changes over the long haul.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Even though
And
you don't
also
feel
why
it.
we want to fix the right area of these 4 numbers and not just default to sales.
Yes, you're right. When you're right, you're right. And you're always right. That's my motto.
Well, not always right, but
At least when we're live, we always seem right to me. So, all right. Tell everyone what you can do to help them and how they find you.
Absolutely. First of all, you can find me at Megan Dahle. Anybody can pop on my calendar for 15 minutes. And secondly, what I help people with is really embracing their numbers. When they feel like they're bad at numbers, it's not true. We want to find the pieces that really hit home for you that are easy to hang on to and regulate without going like, well, my bookkeeper's not telling me anything. My bookkeeper doesn't know.
Yeah.
It's your responsibility and I can help you.
Yeah, let's blame our bookkeepers for everything. That's the easy way out.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Have a great Wednesday afternoon.
You too, Nancy.
And I will see you next month for our next topic. Stay tuned, everybody. And if you need help understanding your numbers, please reach out to Megan. Like she said, you get a free 15 minutes on her calendar. But when you get that, you're going to realize how knowledgeable this woman is. And you might need her to help you figure some things out in your business. So
yeah, we'll get to the heart.
Okay, good. All right. See you next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.